is kind of hiding there on the other side of the doghouse, but he heard me come and he's out right first thing this morning. Must be feeling better. Hi, Stripe. Did I miss your whole unicycle ride this morning?
Oh yeah, but you have a lot of friends to visit with every morning.
Tux is up the hill. I'm gonna have to go back up there and herd him past Stripe.
Oh.
Morris was smart enough to go hide underneath the shed so so Tux can come past and he won't be seen.
Okay. It's a little frosty this morning.
It is.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Burr.
All right, I'll let you go past. Don and I have really been doing some talking this morning. He hasn't had to get logged on right away for work today. He's checked his stuff, but didn't have a meeting first thing.
Yeah, the RFC, we can't start changing until tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yeah, Don doesn't have, let's per se, expected hours. He just needs to get the job done. It's not like he's supposed to be working 9 to 5. That's not it at all. So, somebody posted in the Model X forum on Facebook that, a summary basically saying that SNX production line
starts back today.
Stopped on December 24th to January 10th, meaning that today it should be starting back. We haven't,
Monday, yeah.
Right. I mean, it's California time, so I mean, I don't know if they've started back or not.
So
I guess
11:20 here, so it's 8:20 in California.
they'll be covering it. Yeah.
Dragging in.
See, as he says, as most of us expect, we should see some kind of a refresh announced soon. I mean, I'm sure there are people like trying to get information about what will be coming off the line with any changes that they did or didn't make. There's some hype going on with people betting on the new 4680 battery cell, and this person says, I don't think that will happen. Here's what some folks think, according to him. And I know I haven't said who he is. He's not a YouTuber. He's not anybody you know. It's just the innocent guy that posted to Facebook and got me and Don talking. Interior refresh with horizontal screen. You guys know how I feel about the horizontal screen. That would be a exterior refresh, but not as radical as the Cybertruck. Well, God, I would hope not. Just an evolution of the current design. I think we saw some pictures to that effect somebody had earlier this week. A new modular chassis. First, they'll use the current batteries, and they'll be able to swap the new batteries later. What are your thoughts before the upcoming update? So we haven't heard anything. There's no YouTubers with any news yet. We haven't. So what does Don Miller think is going to happen?
I don't know any more than anybody else.
I know, but you had some opinions you said a minute ago, so share them.
All right.
Cough them up.
So I think there's a 0% chance of 4680 batteries is part of this.
And why?
Well, I just don't think they have enough, even though the production of the S and X is in the less than 20,000 a quarter. I mean, it's down like 15,000 a quarter.
Right.
I just don't see, and also this is not, I don't believe that the Plaid Model S is going to start shipping here with this refresh. In other words, the Plaid Model S is due sometime this year, but I don't believe this is that time. So the 4680 is just not far enough along. I mean, Battery Day was back in September, and yes, Tesla moves super fast, but I don't think that they can even build enough batteries right now to satisfy S and X production out of the little limited line in California. Now, possibly now there's been a lot of news that Panasonic's going to start making the 4680, so maybe a little sooner than I think, but I still think Elon had said within the last couple weeks that the Model Y out of Berlin, Giga Berlin, is going to have 4680s, and I do believe that, and I also believe it's possible the Cybertruck's going to have 4680s, but I don't think at this point the S and X is going to get them. Not initially. I don't think this is the time.
Not today.
Not today.
Not rolling off the line this week.
I'm putting a 0% chance on that. Now, the exterior refresh, I put are minor changes to the exterior, like maybe they changed the plastic fascia or trim or something like that, I put that pretty high. I'd say there's a high probability, 80% chance of that. Some kind of noticeable exterior change. Now, will it be as noticeable as the nose cone going away being replaced by the Tesla front end that we know of today? I don't think it's going to be that significant. I mean, you could all the changes, they might come close to adding up, but you know, a casual observer can tell the difference between a nose cone Model S and a pre and post nose cone change. A casual observer can tell that. But if you go back to the changes that were made in the Model S before the nose cone, that they used to have a chrome trim along the bottom, and didn't have the diffuser in the rear. I don't think a casual observer would notice those types of changes. Us as Tesla people would have. So I do expect exterior changes on the S, maybe not the X, but the S. And the next thing is, I would say there's the horizontal screen or the interior change is small. I'd say 10% chance. I mean, I'm not going to put 0 on that, but low probable, not very likely. Now, will there be other interior changes? Maybe a new console or a lack of a console or some other kind of little thing. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to change that horizontal screen yet. You could ask, when are they going to make that horizontal screen change? They've been talking about it for years.
Well, Tesla hasn't, but everyone wanting it has.
Right,
yeah.
Has. So I don't know. I mean, I can. If anything, I feel like I could be wrong on would be the interior change. I mean, they could
surprise us here.
Surprise us, but something tells me that, that horror. Yeah, but I do wonder, when you talk about the cost of a Model S and the Model X, if you were going to do something to drive the cost down, and they could, Elon says, hey folks, turn in suggestions, even if it only saves a nickel, because when you're building 500,000 cars a year, even a nickel adds up.
Right.
Well, that doesn't work so well on the Model S and X. They're not building 500,000. Ys and 3s, a nickel change is significant. On the S and the X, nickel change is not quite so significant. But a big change, like getting rid of the vertical console, the air conditioning system, and going to Model 3 components, or possibly, think about it this way, maybe the ventilation system for the Cybertruck's been designed, and they're actually moving to more of the Cybertruck, or is using the opportunity to design the Cybertruck and the interior change in the Model S and the Model X. They'll kind of move all that engineering prowess towards that objective. They'll be different. The Cybertruck interior will be different, but the vent system and things like that are going to go to the Model 3. So it's possible. Like I said, if anything I'm going to be wrong on, it would be the horizontal screen. But something just tells me he's not going to change it this time.
Well, I'll add in just a couple things here. I guess it depends on if this is designed at reducing cost.
Yeah, right. That would save on money.
Or closing down rumors that are keeping people from pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Or throwing out new, let's say these are supposed to be Tesla's top of the line cars, luxury, whatever adjective you want to use. What value add could you add to them that the 3 and the Y don't have to inspire some people to go for them? So I know he's not going to do it, but I'm just going to, if I were going to announce something new, I would have added door control to the S. If I wanted to get some people to add in a luxury thing to the S that we already know how to do in the X, that I know when
silly door handles, yeah.
Right.
So the exterior change might be Model 3 door handles with or Model X door handles or something. Right,
not the pop out ones on the S anymore. Yeah. But I'm just thinking more like door control from the center console, where you can, where the you approach the self-presenting door and the driver can open doors for passengers. I think that would be a good thing to add to the S. And like I said, we already know how to do that, so that's not a stretch. I don't really believe that's happening, but if I were going to do something little that I personally think could add some real value for not a lot of cost in engineering expertise or money or anything, that would be what I would do. And yeah, I was trying to think of for the X what you could add, and I guess I really didn't come. I would put real rain sensors in the car. Let's get off of this AI for rain sensing. I was in Ruby a couple days ago and I thought the windshield wipers were all over the place again, and it's gotten better, and it's kind of like autopilot. It sort of gets better and then it takes a step back, and then it gets a little bit, and we're still not there, and we've been fooling with it for 2 years. And so if we're going to make a small change, let's just put real rain sensors back in the cars. So we got real, you know, intermittent and windshield wipers and that kind of thing. Yeah, I guess I can't come up with any other huge... Yeah, my lovely vlogging camera overheated and stopped on me while I was talking. I'm not sure exactly where, but Don was going to say maybe it's the heat pump for the X and the S.
Yeah, I can see them moving to the heat pump right now on the S and the X. In other words, it's very possible that it isn't so much things you can see, but things that reduce the cost. Like I said, I believe the horizontal screen and the redo of the interior ultimately will cost less than the current interior, and even though they've been making the current interior for a while. But I think with the Cybertruck coming, that they've figured out some really slick way to build all of that flat, no dash, or the air vents and the horizontal display. All that engineering's been worked out, and the cost is going to be spread out, and so they could end up driving the cost of the S and the X down. Because I think that's the difference between Tesla and all the other car makers. I think all the other car makers are just relieved that they could build an electric car and get it out there. They haven't even started to think about how can we speed adoption of electric cars. We've just got an electric car, so somebody walks up, well, do you have any electric cars? They can say, oh yes, we have this one. This one. That's what they're driving to. Well, Tesla's way past the, oh, well, we have this one. They're saying not only do we have a range of electric cars available, you know, the price of the S and the X, you know, we're trying to get this thing more affordable. We're driving to the economics where people just say, well, we can't afford not to buy an electric car. And nobody is driving to that point but Tesla, and that's going to be the difference. And I think, getting back to the car dealer, that everybody else is going to have a horrendous problem driving the cost down of electric cars because of the dealer network. They're going to have to do something with their dealer network, because the incentive of the dealer network is, and I don't fault these guys, if I owned a car dealer, it'd be I want to get the most money out of every car I sell. My job, I wake up every morning and I dream about every night how I can charge more for my product. That's the car dealer mentality. The manufacturer, or at least if you're trying to speed the adoption of electric vehicles, that's not the mentality. It's going to get adoption. It's not going to get the scales up.
Hello, Slate.
Don pulled Jules out for me to drive up to PetSmart because it is looking like light rain, and goodness knows we don't want Ruby to get dirty that quick. And here's where I stop recording so that I can open the door by myself. I am feeling a little bit better today, but admittedly still not 100%. My hair barrettes are bothering me. My eyeglasses are bothering me. It's sort of like a headache, but not a headache. I don't know how to describe it. No temperature, no congestion. I've had symptoms like this before. Like I said, probably this is due to my Lyme disease diagnosis. If I had to guess what's going on that's causing me to not feel just right. I feel good enough to drive. So I'm gonna go play Pokemon Go, go to PetSmart and get cat food, which I am going to be out of tomorrow if I don't go get some, so it's kind of a priority. I need a couple things from Walmart. Not urgent, but I do need a couple things. Not just a browsing, but like need. And I think a couple things I forgot to get when Dawn and I were there Saturday night. Probably not going to go to Walmart today though, maybe tomorrow. Break it up into 2 trips. I have to say that I do think the animation of putting the car sideways when in park and turning it forward when in drive is pretty cool. Not tired of it yet, at least. 46 and just kind of looks like winter out there today. Winds are pretty calm though, so it's not bitter. I'm just quietly making my way through downtown, stopping at the places I normally stop to spend Pokestops and such. That was the Mexican restaurant parking lot, which has easy in, easy out, don't need raised suspension for. I noticed to my left that it looked like they were putting up some sort of artwork over here, and sure enough, that's what it is. Are they working today? Hard to say, but I definitely did see above the tarps a lot more equipment. So it is a little bit different thinking, driving Jules with the performance tires, especially Model Y, Model 3 suspension into places that might have, you know, a drop-off kind of a thing. I know I can get into Falcon Park on this end, no problems. I don't dare go out the other side. I'll turn around in the little parking lot over here and come out the way I came in and I'll be fine. The other side, I have to raise Ruby's suspension to very high to be comfortable. So, if I had seen the tree truck, I probably would have not turned in to spend a Pokestop here. He wants me to go past him. Okay, thank you. Sure, no problem. I think I can get past you. Not super fast, but yes, I can. My guess is that tree was threatening that historic home in there and they felt best to take it out. Or it was storm damaged. Don't know. Hello, Falcon Park. It's a few kids and parents over there on the playground. Wow, it's not just a few kids, it's a lot of kids. The building on the other side of the playground is the middle school. I would say these kids do not look like middle school kids. They look very elementary. Everyone is out here until the 19th, which is next Tuesday, the day after Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday celebration holiday. That is because of COVID. They did a 2-week go back to everybody at home post-Christmas. And at this time, they still plan to send the kids back on Tuesday, the 19th, except for the high school kids. It doesn't affect Johnny at any point because we signed Johnny up for virtual school for the rest of the school year. Bottom line, when you get in the Tesla, there's not a lot of difference between the X and the Y. I mean, they're both a Tesla. They got the T on the wheel. They got push buttons on both sides. The basic functions on the screen are the same. You know, they're not worlds apart. There are differences, that they're not worlds apart. The one thing that I'm noticing today is Dawn and I both don't like the wheel on the Y. We like the wheel on Ruby. And I'm not sure if it's just the difference between leather, which Ruby has, and the vegan, which Jules has on the Y. Or if it's the shape or other stuff. But I am noticing the stitching is here. And when the wheel spins, my hands are constantly feeling the stitching. If the stitching were more here, if it were moved up just a little bit, then I think my fingers wouldn't feel it quite so much. So yeah, we just are not in love with the wheel on the Y for whatever reason that is. Home Depot's not looking too busy today. And I am noticing that there are some sale plants out there. I don't know why, but walk-away door lock is not on for me, so I'm turning it on. I checked to see if Jules was locked when I got to the PetSmart door because it's just, I don't know, maybe not as obvious to me. The lights that flash on Ruby, the rear view mirrors, the side mirrors tucking, they do tuck on the Y, but anyway, she wasn't locked. I locked her from the app, and I had in my mind, let's see if we can figure out why she's not locking. And well, if you don't have walk-away door lock on, she's probably not going to lock up when you walk away. So that's fixed. I need to double check when Dawn's fob and or phone or key card or whatever are active. What does she think is actually active right now? Because yeah, iPhone is here and my key fob is here, so that's good. It knows both of. I'm here. I'm like really here. This would be Dawn. I do have a key card also. Here it is, and it is in my purse. But I guess when you got the phone and the actual fob, who needs the key card? I was able to get 36 cans, so that's some, but like I would have bought twice that much or even more if they had it, so I don't have to keep on running into stores and risking COVID to get it. It's been slower to come from Amazon. Early on in COVID it would come fine, but lately not good. So I'm not going to run into Walmart today because I do think we're going to have some light rain, and I don't want to push it since I feel better but not normal. Maybe I'll go to Walmart tomorrow to give me something to do and get what I need, plus try to get some more cat food. But I got enough for today to not worry. Wasn't the Model 3's fault. They couldn't see where he was coming from, I don't think. That shrub over there was really blocking their view. Uh-oh. Hope nobody's hurt. Yeah, and reduced, not non-existent. I mean, absolutely, if I take my foot off the accelerator, I did it twice there, she slows up. So maybe not, you know, as much. I agree, it's not as much as the car is capable of, but still slowing, so not none. That is a Fuquay police officer up there, pulled over. Sometimes I stop there to look at birds. I guess they're waiting for people to come by speeding. I have to say that I support them trying to slow people down. Don't misunderstand, but the city limit, where the city limit, you know, you're in and out of the city is really close. Yeah, that's what I thought. The speed limit, the city town limits is just to my left. So maybe he's in the town limits in the neighborhood, but he'd have to be getting people coming into town, like this poor person. Really, I don't want people speeding in the city limits. That's just, you know, not cool. Interstate, you know, is kind of made for speed. This little narrow street here where people all the time kind of tend to come over the line, and it's not very wide to begin with, and people get run off the road and probably damage their rims. You know, don't do that. So they've come and fixed the pothole. That's the third time in 12 to 15 months they fixed the pothole there. I appreciate them coming and dumping some asphalt in it and doing what they can. At the moment, we're back to it won't damage anybody's rim. I suspect the proper way to fix that is to take up a piece of asphalt and put a whole new piece down. I am headed back out in Jules. Don had already put her away, but he's already gotten her back out for me. I'll explain in a minute. This is an unplanned trip. Getting in on Don's easy entry. Feel like I'm in the back seat almost. Oh, reach out and pull the door shut. Yeah, I saw Tux this morning, and he sat with me on the end of the boardwalk, and life was good, right? But I noticed a boo-boo on his head. Thought, better keep an eye on that. Then the rest of the day today, I didn't see him. Not that it's been a nice day, or I was really expecting to see him a whole lot, but I didn't see him. So 4:30, 5 o'clock, I went hollering for him and he didn't come. And I was all the way up with Stripe sitting on the bench up there. And if he's behind the fence, he usually always comes out really quick for me. He's like a puppy dog. Anyway, he didn't come out. And I thought, you know, I wonder if he's in Stripe's doghouse on that heating pad, and found that spot. Sure enough, that's where he was, but I could tell his head was slicked over. That's not a good sign. That boo-boo was an abscess and it was oozing. So I gently grabbed him by the scruff of his neck, reached in and brought him out, carried him in the house, and oh, that abscess needs an antibiotic. And I tried this time to ask the vet if they would see him and clean it for me, because it's above his eye up here. But they don't have time to see him today, but she called in an antibiotic for me. So I will try to clean it better when I come home, since they're not going to see him. And I'm going to go get the antibiotic while they're still open, which I've got 45 minutes, so I don't have to rush too bad. You can laugh if you need to, but I had to figure out how to turn on the wipers in the Y, because it's spitting just enough that I should know how to turn them on so I don't like get to an emergency, turn them on. Anyway, they're on auto now, so hopefully that's good. Fuquay's version of gridlock. Just great. I guess people, please try to avoid pulling out into the middle of the intersection when the light's changing and you obviously have no place to go. Hopefully he regrets getting stuck out there and will make a better choice next time. You know, I have to wonder how folks are going to go back to things the way they were before COVID, because this whole call in with your credit card number, pull up and they bring it out to you. I mean, you know, that's not up on the screen anymore, but I was having a conversation with one of our friends and text messaging, and it works, you know, the messaging between the X and the Y, it works pretty similar. I might found it just one notch easier in Ruby because you're looking forward at the message instead of off to the side, but it's comparable. It's pretty much the same. I feel like Jules has done a good job today sacrificing herself so that Ruby could stay clean, since she was not clean yet. And I'm appreciative of the alternate Tesla driving experience today, which, like I said, was really similar. The only other thing today I spent a little extra time thinking about is the turn signals. I am not quite used to the non-clicky all the way over turn signal, but I'm sure if I drove Jules every day that I would get used to it and probably like it just fine. So there's the auto headlights doing their thing. It's going on 6 now, 5:45 p.m. Unfortunately, that's the mailman up ahead, and he's going to be 5 or more minutes before he makes it back around to our street. So I'm back home, and Don and Johnny and I all held Tux down. He really was pretty easy about it. He doesn't feel good right now. And we got the antibiotic in him without losing any of it. He didn't get to shake his head or anything. I did the whole, you know, rub the throat, tilt the head. 3 sets of hands, you know, 6 hands total was good. And I got it cleaned out with betadine and as best as I could, snipped the hair away from around it, everything I could. So he's resting. He's going to have to keep his you-know-what in the garage overnight in the large dog crate so I can... the antibiotic is once a day, but tomorrow when I get up, which won't be super early, right? Around lunchtime, I'm probably going to give it to him again. Just get another dose in him, and then every day from that, I'll do around lunchtime. So he's as good as he can be. I'm sure he'll be fine. He's had this antibiotic before, and it's fixed everything up, and no reason to believe that that wouldn't be the case this time. But I could have done without the stress today. I really could have. I could have done without that. I think Johnny could have done without it too. But we're taking care of our boy. As wet and wintry as it seems out there, Kat says no snow for us. Bummer. But we do have the Alabama football game.
That's right.
And I am making wings in honor of the special occasion. So
we have to have the beverage with those.
Roll Tide roll.
That's right.
I don't say it like I should.
That's
It comes out sounded like a girl from New Jersey said it.
It's okay, sweet pea.
My heart's in the right place.
That's right.
There they are.
Yum, 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 yum.
We have this much more coming out on a second tray, so
That's right.
we'll be totally within wings.
Yeah, we're going to be winging. We're going to be winging it tonight.
Winging it? Well, hopefully Alabama won't be winging it. Hopefully they'll just have good ball control and stomp them. Who are
Pretty
they
much.
playing?
Ohio State.
Okay, I know I'm supposed to know that, but
That's all right, sweetheart.
COVID this year has really messed up the whole
Football.
football thing. Yeah, otherwise I'm sure I would have known.